This is what we call a broken market. It could be 40 million people dying. We need new antibiotics.
Hello and welcome to The Big Question, a series from Euronews where we speak to some of the most influential people in the world of business. I'm Angela Barnes and today I'm joined by Estelle Fouché, the General Manager in France at Shionogi Europe. It's a pleasure to have you with us on the show today, Estelle.
Thank you, it's a pleasure for me.
Great. Well, first of all, Estelle, let's start off by, if you could just talk to us about what Shionogi Europe does.
Absolutely. Shionogi is a Japanese company who is developing antimicrobials for almost 150 years. And we are committed to the fight against antimicrobial resistance, AMR we call it. And it's really a major threat today for public health, but also for the future.
Okay, let's call it AMR, as you said, the abbreviated version there going forward. This essentially is when infections become harder to treat because medicines stop working. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Antimicrobial resistance is a natural process. Let me explain. You know, a bacteria, the microbe, is a smart agent and they are adapting to their environment, okay? So when the body ingests an antibiotic, it will kill the sensitive bacteria, but some will remain. They are the survivor, they are the resistant, and they become dominant. And they are what we call the bad bug or the superbugs.
How concerned should we be here in Europe about AMR?
It is a major threat and it's really a challenge for today and for the future. So if you take the example of a simple woman with an infection of urinary tract, a lot of them cannot be solved and cured anymore with the classic antibiotics. So those women need to go to the hospital for infusion. So if we don't do anything or more, if we do not develop more new drugs, in 2035 there will be 90% of the infection with the superbugs. And today it's already worldwide 1.3 million people dying from it. This is a lot. It's like a whole major city in Europe, like Milan, you know, every year. And it's an increasing fact.
Why is that the case now?
There are many reasons, you know, the overuse of antibiotic long time ago. You know, I'm a pharmacist. When I started 25 years ago, there was a lot of prescription of antibiotic for a simple cough. And the more you use them, the more the bacteria can become resistant. They have opportunities for that. So that's one reason. And today, the other reason is that we don't have enough active antibiotic against those resistant bacteria.
Let's talk about the economic impact. Beyond health, Estelle, what is AMR costing Europe today?
Let's take the example of a friend of mine. She was suffering of a breast cancer. So we know all what is breast cancer. It's surgery, it's a long run of chemotherapy, and she was almost in a remission from her cancer. And one of the last injection of chemotherapy, she got a superbug at hospital. What did it mean for her? She had to stay at hospital, being infused by a lot of antibiotics. She even had a stay in intensive care units, and she was not able to work. So all that mean costs, you know, and if you take, to answer your question directly, if you take Europe, every year this is 12 billion euro, the cost of antimicrobial resistance, the cost of superbugs. So this is a lot.
Okay, and if Europe stays on its current path, what could the next 10 to 25 years look like?
If we look at the projection that have been done, you know, today, yearly, this is 1.3 million people dying. And from now to 2050, it could be 40 million people dying from superbug. So this is a lot, really. It means that the costs have a risk to increase dramatically as well. We're talking about a major public health concern for which we need new antibiotics. So we really need to act, all of us, collaboratively in order to win this race. This is kind of a race, you know, superbugs versus new products, and it's a collaboration to win that race.
We need new antibiotics, you say. But with that comes great investment, of course. How much investment is needed? Does it need to come from governments? Does it need to come from private capital? How do we meet the challenge?
We need industry to invest, and unfortunately this is not anymore sustainable to develop an antibiotic. Why that? This is what we call a broken market. You know, developing a drug takes 10 to 15 years. It costs 1 billion and 95% are failure. And when we talk about
95%?
Yes, are failure of development.
Failure of development, yeah. Wow.
So, when we talk about an antibiotic, its usage must be limited to avoid resistance. And in our country, the prices are quite low. So this is not very sustainable to develop antibiotics. So that's why we need a new economic model. We need government to think about and to propose new financing schemes to become more attractive for the industry.
So what incentives would you say are needed to bring investment back more widely?
Yes, there are different kind of incentives. There are what we call the push incentive, to push for more research. So it can be grants, it can be investor donation, it can be support for clinical trial. And there are also what we call the pull incentive, which rewards the company who gave access to a new antibiotic. The best example is the subscription model in the UK, because this is a delink of the revenue for the company and the usage of the drug. You know, their usage needs to be limited in order to avoid resistance. So it's kind of a Netflix model where the company has its revenue and the drug get access for the patients in the country.
And Estelle, at Shionogi, you're developing obviously new AMR therapies. Given how long drug development takes, as you said, can innovation though realistically move as quickly as you'd like it to make a difference this decade, for example?
Definitely, yes. If you take WHO, what they say is that today there is around 15 drugs in the pipeline against superbugs. We need to have more of that, and we will have more if this area is becoming more attractive for the company, and it will be through incentives which make it sustainable.
Estelle, thank you very much for joining us on The Big Question, and thank you for sharing your insights with us on AMR. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.